we are back at the Romford Horror Film Festival. A little bit of a different one again. I have got Ayvianna Snow with me, who you are in pretty much everything right now. Like, there's a few films at the festival that you're in. There's films out there that you can buy and rent and see and stream. You are everywhere. Tell us a little bit, Ayvianna, about how you got into this industry and why you would do it.
Yes, I mean, I'm worried that people are going to get sick of my face because I'm just, there's no escaping me, whether you want to see me or not. So I got into, have I got into acting in general, or have I got into films?
How you got into the trade, how you got into the craft, and
I clawed my way in, tooth and nail. I kicked the door down. No, literally, I decided when I was a teenager that I wanted to be an actor, and then I just set about it in a sort of single-minded, because you have to, because it's a very tough industry. So I did a lot of kind of youth theatre when I was a child, and then applied for drama school, auditioned at, I think, every drama school in the UK. Anyone that was running any kind of drama-related course, I was there going, take me! Finally got in to do an acting degree at Manchester, then moved to London and applied for anything and everything, touring, puppet theatre, circus, anyone who would see me, I was there. And then I sort of accidentally fell in the door to horror films, and found that actually I quite like horror films, and I've found, I think, quite a nice community of very warm, supportive people here at Romford. Everybody is lovely, and we're like a big family, and I think I've found my niche now, and and I'm very happy and grateful to be here.
Excellent. And so when it comes to how you sort of learn to apply your craft, like, would you say you're more of a traditional sort of actress in the way that you learn what to do, or would you say you kind of, let's just get on the job and do it?
I think that it's taken me until now to really learn how to act. I mean, you've almost never learned how to act, because you can always find more. You can always get better. I did do all the kind of formal training when I was young, but it still took... I now have about 10 years of kind of practical filmmaking experience that I've actually been out, like, going to auditions and filming stuff and being in plays, and it took those 10 years of actually doing it night after night to actually really learn.
It's the best way to learn, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I did. So I've had 3 auditions in my life for the National Theatre over the course of the last 10 years. The first one, they said to me, have you ever considered being an understudy? And I went, because this wasn't the response I was hoping for. But they were right, because I wasn't at the level necessary. So a few years later, I went back, tried again. Better, progress, improvement, still not quite as good as I wanted, as good as I knew I could be. I auditioned last month, 3rd attempt, and this time I was good. And it's not based on anyone else's judgment. This is just my own judgment of my own craft. I felt that time was good. Yeah. But it took 10 years and 2 other failed auditions before I learned how to do it. And I still haven't been cast, but I'm going to go back. There's going to be a 4th audition and a 5th audition, and I'm going to be cast someday.
So in terms of that, and young girls, young men as well, who want to get into that sort of thing, what one thing would you say that you have learned that is like, take my advice, work on this?
God, I mean, don't take my advice, whatever you do. I think you need tenacity above anything else, and you need to I see a lot of people that try to get into acting, and they sort of try for 2 or 3 years and then they give up. It takes more than 2 or 3 years. You have to be able to sustain it. My first performances straight out of drama school were crap, but that's fine. I learned, I improved, I got better. So you have to keep going back. It's a hard slog year after year after year. It goes wrong, get up, try again. That quality is what you need. It's the getting up and the trying again. How can I make it better? That audition wasn't quite right. Okay, how can I fix it? I'm constantly doing that. Next week I'm having a new self-taping studio thing built in my house because my self-tapes could be better. It can always be better. So it's a constant improvement.
I think if you get to that point where you think that you don't need to improve, you're probably doing something very wrong. So you're on the right track. Just you have to think that way.
I mean, it's great to be talented, but I think behind the word talent, there's a lot of ordinary words like discipline, and very few people, I think, have just raw talent where they don't even have to try. You know, I've always tried. I'm still trying. still trying.
So the movie that we're showing here, that we have you in, I think you're only in the one this year, aren't you? The Video Shop Tales of Terror.
Yes, I believe so.
The Vergessen segment.
Vergessen.
What was it like being part of that whole process where you've got like numerous different directors, lots of different actors? It's a big melting pot. What was your kind of experience working on that?
I mean, for me, it felt very intimate, actually. It didn't feel like a big, sprawling, epic thing with hundreds of people, which it does look like when you watch it on the screen. But because I solely worked with Michael Fausti and Lou and Kamal, the DOP, that quite small, tight-knit team, it actually felt quite intimate, like a little family. And I like Michael and Lou and Kamal very much. They're all talented people and also just intelligent, sensible people, like easy to work with. I was genuinely very proud when I watched it on the big screen last night, and the screen was sold out, which is really nice when people want to see it. And
I think at one point we were talking about putting it on both screens because it looked like
they did do that at Horror on Sea a few months ago. They had it running simultaneously on two screens. It's nice. It is a very supportive community, the kind of indie horror people. So, and I thought it looked great on the big screen, and I was so proud. I was happy for them, for Michael and Lou as well, that they had that kind of success because they deserve it, I think.
Oh, definitely. And are you planning on? Well, I suppose you can't really say anything, but there was talks during the Q&A. There's going to be a part 2 and a part 3. Can we expect to see Ayvianna in that?
Well, I mean, I hope they'll have me back. You know, it's I have to be invited back. I mean, I'd love to do it.
Yeah. What one of your projects comes to mind? Because you're on about how you're always honing your craft and making improvements. And
doing my best.
What one of your projects that you've seen up on the screen, or that are you most proud of your performance? I like to know what people actually like about what they've done. Any creative can tell me what they've done wrong. I like to know what you've done right. In your mind, not mine.
I don't know that I have yet watched anything where I thought that's the best that I can do, and that's really showcasing my range and I don't think I've done it yet. I've done a few things where I feel like I'm getting there, but I don't feel I've done it yet. I mean, Hollow by Jonathan Zaurin I thought was a fantastic film, but was my performance utterly amazing? No, I was fine. Burnt Flowers, which I shot with Michael Fausti, which I think is coming out next year, I haven't seen.
Are we allowed to talk about that? I don't know if we are.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not giving it away any plot points, but I haven't seen an edit of it, so I hope that my performance looks good, but I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
There's a wonderful cast to that movie as well. Like, just about everybody's in it.
It's a lot of the same people from Vergessen as well, which is nice. The same team. But yeah, I feel like my performance that I can give is still ahead of me. I haven't given it yet.
Good. That's what I like to hear. That's the right answer, I guess.
Well,
if you could be part of any project, past or something that's coming soon, like your dream project, what would it be like? And I mean, like, the kind of genre that you want to be in, and because you say you weren't a big, massive fan of horror to start with, but you've kind of fallen into it, and now you kind of love it because of the family and the community. But what's the one project that you think, man, I'd love to have a go at that?
I don't know. I'm not that interested in genre. I kind of don't care what genre it is. I like good writing and good direction and a script that's well written and interesting. So it's more about the people. It's about the team. Like I fully intend to go back and work with Jonathan Zaurin again because I think he has talent, and talent is actually quite rare.
Unfortunately.
And I felt that we've established a great working relationship, and I'd love to, and I did Hollow, but as I said, it was 2 scenes. Yeah. And I'd love to go back and explore with him and really get into a real performance, and I feel he's the guy to film that and shape something together. I'd love to work with Michael Fausti again on something. So it's the people that I'd like to work with again rather than a genre specifically. And I'm still determined. The National Theatre's going to take me before I'm dead. So So
I'm sure they absolutely will. Who inspires Ayvianna? Who inspires you? Like, it could be a creator, it could be a director, it could be a producer, it could be anyone out in the world. Who inspires you to keep getting up every day? Because the independent filmmaking it's a hard slog. It can be a hard slog, but who gets you up every day? I'm going to keep pushing because that's where I need to be.
This maybe sounds a bit odd, but Kenneth Branagh.
That's not odd at all.
Because I was born in Northern Ireland, and so was Branagh, and he kind of did it. He made it. Travelled to England, became the premier Shakespearean actor of his day, despite not even being English, which I love. And I kind of tried to follow the same path myself. As a teenager, I moved to Manchester, then London, trying to pursue this. And when I first rocked up in Manchester, I had a funny accent, and and people sort of laughed at me a little bit because they look at you and think, really, you're going to do Shakespeare with that voice? But I can do it, and I've proved that I can do it. Well, I hope. And so it's nice to kind of have someone who's gone before you and they've done it, and then you think, well, it must be possible because someone else has done it, so I can do it too.
And you've mentioned a few times, and I've seen it a lot, because obviously I'm not from this area. I'm from up north, beyond the wall. So, but when I'm down here, and the community is unbelievable, and everybody here, all the different directors, all the guys on Video Shop Tales, Fausti, as you say, and Kamal, and everyone like that. There's a fantastic, awesome little collective of people down here making movies and all that. So how important is it for you guys to kind of keep bringing each other up and keep moving together and moving in the same way?
It's incredibly important. It is, as you said, it's a collective and it's a community, and we all kind of turn out for each other and support each other's work. And you have to, as an independent, because we haven't got the backing of the big studios and the money they have to be able to do adverts on the side of buses and on the tube, and it's very difficult for indie people to compete with that kind of studio machinery and the money they have. So we all, like, if Michael Fausti's selling merchandise for his film, I'll do a post about it holding up the t-shirt, and and he's very good at retweeting my stuff as well, and you have to try to lift each other up and support each other.
What are you working on next? What have you got coming up? There is a project that I am going to ask you about, because I am super looking forward to it. But what are you working on?
So I'm doing a tiny bit in Derelict, which is Jonathan Zaurin's next feature, which he didn't even... Sorry?
It's not the one I'm on about.
Oh, okay.
Carry on.
which he didn't even want to give me because he said, no, the part is too small, Ayvianna, there's no point. But I was like, I said, no, I want it. Honestly, I want it. He put something on Facebook saying, we need someone to come in and say one line. And I went, me, look no further. Because I just think he's great and I love to be involved.
But is that not quite flattering as well for you that he's sort of saying, look, it's only one line?
No, people are overestimating my importance. I'm very happy to say one line.
Well, yeah, but you are. But people are obviously looking at you and thinking it's not a big enough role. Like, I want you to do more.
It's very kind, but it's unfortunately not true. I'm going next week to Leicester to work with Steve Lawson to be the Bride of Dracula, which I'm excited about. To get myself into the spirit of it, I watched Gary Oldman as Dracula last night. Very good, I have to say.
I mean, it's Gary Oldman. It's Gary Oldman, isn't it?
So, I mean, yeah, he was so spectacular that I now feel slightly inadequate to the task. Because I sort of thought, I'll be fine, and then I watched it and go, oh God, this is actually the bar is quite high. So, yeah, I'm doing that. What else am I doing? Well, I probably shouldn't say this. I'm hoping to work with Sean Cronin in some capacity later this year, although it's not finalised yet. Okay. So.
There is one project that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I've been speaking to the makers for a little while now, and the people that are all about it. What can you tell us, if you can tell us, about your part of How to Kill Monsters?
Ooh, so that was fun, and it came about kind of accidentally. They had another actress cast as Velma, who's the character I play, and then I think she dropped out or something happened quite late in the day, and a casting went up, and I think it was a Saturday, and it was, can you be in Leeds on Tuesday morning sort of thing. So I applied, and I think I was the best person available at such short notice. Who's willing to be in Leeds?
I think you sell yourself a bit short.
No, I think but I mean, I had a great time. Stuart and Lindsay are both wonderful. It's very much it's a different feel from Vergessen because it's very practical effect, very different, totally different tone. It's more comic. It's very kind of practical effects based, which is nice as an actor because rather than having to sort of look at a green screen and react, you've got an actual physical thing in front of you. They have these fantastic people that worked on Doctor Who making aliens, and they all came and made monsters and puppets and fantastic things.
It's fun stuff to run around with.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a physical thing in front of you to interact with. So yeah, it's got a kind of rollicking good humour, and it's fun, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. So it's it's great fun.
For some reason, I don't know how I fell into that sort of the first one, the Book of Monsters. I loved, and when they said they were making another one, I was like, oh yeah, I just think they look amazing. And I'm quite looking forward to seeing you and Lindsay Crane kind of running about and killing monsters. So just let people know and where they can see you.
I'm on Instagram at Ayvianna Snow, which no one can spell. It's AYV. Yeah. That's how you find me. And I have a Twitter account, although I'm very bad at tweeting. I'm better at Instagram because you can just post a photograph without a need to have much commentary. Yeah. But on Twitter, I never know what to say. Here I am at Romford having fun. I don't know. Is that what I don't know?
Some people might like that. I don't know.
I mean,
excellent.
But yes, please follow me.
Please do, and please check out any projects that you see out there with Ayvianna. And we here at Romford are big fans of yourself.
Oh,
and,
goodness me.